I have successfully turned on The Road, which was a pretty good novel, but not as good a movie.
I loved that novel.
Yeah, no, I did too.
That was the first McCarthy I'd read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was...
Yeah. Have you read more of his stuff?
I've read a lot more. Well, quite a bit more. I've read...
Blood Meridian?
I've read Blood Meridian. I'm due for a reread on that one, now that I kind of know a little bit more.
They keep talking about making it into a movie.
I hope they don't. I mean...
They did a really good job with No Country for Old Men.
Well, I think that's the exception that proves the rule.
Okay.
I mean, it is the Coen brothers. I mean, if the Coen brothers made Blood Meridian, I'd be all in for that. Or who else could make Blood Meridian?
Clint Eastwood.
Maybe 20 years ago?
I was half kidding.
Yeah.
He's an efficient filmmaker. Meet Joe Black. A friend of mine was working on the movie, and I called her and said, "What'd you do today?" Brad Pitt walks down the hall. I said, "What else?" Brad Pitt walks down the hall. What else? Brad Pitt. All fucking day.
I was almost thinking Ridley Scott might be somebody that could make Blood Meridian, but after seeing The Counselor, I think maybe not.
I don't know anything about The Counselor.
You didn't see The Counselor?
No.
I think it's worth watching because there's a number of like...
Is this a high school story?
Legal counsel.
Oh.
Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
Javier Bardem. Is it...
I love Javier Bardem.
I'm already failing at my own movie show. Was it like...
You've seen too many. At a certain point, they're all going to blur into
was it
one.
Cameron Diaz that was in that? There's a scene where like Javier Bardem is recounting her basically fucking his car, and you see kind of part of it, like her smearing across the windshield and stuff like that, and it's just
Must be a manual transmission.
All the ingredients were there for an amazing movie, and it's like, what did I just watch? Anyway, we're here to do a show. Thank you so much for coming out.
My pleasure.
We are in Videotech in Highland Park. 2 strikes already. I forgot a card and I forgot a light. So that's why we're pretty moody right now.
You're creating a whole new oeuvre, okay? Nobody else is doing this.
This whole clean,
no one else is doing this. Authenticity.
Shit, right, exactly.
Authenticity. They all look the same. Book covers, you do the same thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
Marketing devices of creative works fall into line. It's just how it happens.
The medium is the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, McLuhan.
All right, so I guess if I'm going to do like a welcome to the show, this is the Rental Report Review Rewind, where, I actually wrote this out.
Be kind, please rewind.
Exactly. Well, now you just gave out the password.
Oh, sorry.
Every episode, I invite a guest to pick one movie from the Rental Report Review, picks of the week, or bonus features. Maybe they've seen them before. Maybe this is their first time watching it. We're going to talk about the movie, our read on it, our feelings about it. Then each of us will select a scene. Well, we've already selected the scene.
We're going to talk about the
scenes
we've
watch
selected.
Analyze it, and talk about it. I don't know what Todd is going to say. Todd doesn't know what I'm going to say. But you can always rewind if you miss something. Today, first guest for the first episode is filmmaker, director, writer, executive producer, movie theater usher, KCRW's car guy, science guy, tech guy.
Yeah, all of those.
Yeah. Hired me on my first show out of film school for Wired Science.
Yes.
And
it should still be on the air.
Before and since making that bold decision, has served a tour of duty on some of everyone's favorites, including Monster Garage, Mythbusters, Rock and Roll Acid Test, Richard Hammond's Crash Course, Joe Rogan Questions Everything, Jay Leno's Garage, Ready Jet Go, and The Wild Ponies of the Chickateague, amongst many others. And some of my all-time favorites, which never saw the light of day, including the actual Top Gear America.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Michael Stevens Unlimited.
Yes, that was a great show.
That was a great show. History Quest, where we went to New Orleans.
Well, it was for the History Channel. Was it Money Clock?
Money Clock. That's not a good title.
I know, it's a terrible title.
Ocean Gals.
Oh, yeah. Which should still be on the air.
And that one we did with Kevin Pereira. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, Our Magical Future's Great. OMFG.
That's what it was. See, like, I think of you always when I'm doing titles. I wrote here for some reason, I've always liked your honesty and disagreeability and your zen willingness to be wrong and change your mind on reasoning and evidence.
Aw, that's one of the nicest things anybody's ever said about me.
Well, I thought about it and I wrote it down, so there you go.
Thank you.
We met on, like I said, my first show out of college.
Yeah.
And basically we talked about 2001 and Eyes Wide Shut the whole interview. Have you come around and do you finally like Eyes Wide Shut?
Have I come around? Have you come to grips with the paltry mess?
Okay, that's a conversation for another time, another episode.
Yeah, that's a double rewind.
So I asked you, yeah, right. I asked you to rank order 3 from Pick of the Week and 3 from the bonus features. You chose A Woman Under the Influence, Once Upon a Time in the West, and Grand Prix for your picks of the week. And your bonus picks were 3 Days of the Condor, Laura, and 48 Hours. Why is Woman Under the Influence your number 1 pick?
I think it gets to a place of deep emotion being exposed authentically in a way that very few films did or still have done yet to this day. I mean, it takes you on a journey, an emotional journey, that if you think about what's really happening, there's light, there's people moving around, it's being recorded on some kind of medium and played back. The fact that there's so much power and emotional truth and sadness, joy, I mean, it spans the gamut. And that I had only seen the movie once before
Wow.
you invited me to participate in this fantastic adventure. And it holds up. I mean, it's better the second time. It's like a wine that ages, maybe. I don't know.
When was the first time? Do you remember the first time you saw it? Did you see it when it came out? Or?
Yeah, 1974 when it was released in the movie theaters as a young pup. And there's so many interesting stories about it too that I've learned since doing some research.
Sure.
But I don't know. I had never seen that before.
Had you seen any Cassavetes stuff before?
No.
Wow.
No.
So just totally kind of was there a trailer that you saw, or you just went in cold, or what was? Do you remember the day?
There must have been. No, I don't remember. I remember being bowled over by watching it, but I couldn't tell you where. I mean, I was in Washington D.C. area where I grew up.
Yeah, sure.
But I couldn't tell you the theater. Remember, my first job.
What were you, like 20 or something like that? How old were you?
Well, I was 14 when I started in show business as a movie usher.
Wait, that was legal back then? 14?
Yeah, 14.
Okay.
There was an exemption for entertainment industry, so you could work in a circus or an amusement park or a movie theater.
So you ran away with the circus at 14?
No, I waited till I was 16. But no, I don't know what made me see it. I mean, being a movie usher was the best job ever because I got to see these movies over and over again.
Oh, so you were working at the theater?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
totally wrong.
Just in general, like I fell in love with movies.
Yeah.
During that summer. And What's Up, Doc was a movie.
I need to see it. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, Peter Bogdanovich.
I need to. He's going to be a tour.
He started out as a guy writing and having opinions about films before he became a filmmaker.
That's part of why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Trying to
the
jumpstart that a little
Bogdanovich
bit.
path.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking a little bit Cahiers du Cinema, but Bogdanovich is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I mean, Last Picture Show. I mean, I think that's probably actually that's only one I've seen.
I would put Cloris Leachman's performance next to Jenna Roland's performance. It's not, they're different films, but in terms of reaching an emotional reality.
Yeah. I will always remember that shot in Last Picture Show. I'm sure everybody can't remember who it is. It's like, I guess the father and the kids are around the whatever water that is there, and it's like the slow dolly in.
Yeah.
And he's like recollecting on something, and like the weather changes and the light like changes on him like at the right moment and everything, and it's a beautiful film.
I mean, films are something to be marveled.
Yeah. I was a little surprised about I am and not, because you do have a documentary background, obviously, and there's a lot of verite in this film. I was gonna say too, like, out of everybody that I've met that's worked in the industry, you're actually the handful of people that actually watches stuff. So it's always been fun to talk with you about movies and stuff.
Just not Eyes Wide Shut.
So you hadn't seen any... Well, you must have seen him as an actor.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, and after seeing Woman Under the Influence, I watched his other films throughout the 70s.
Yeah.
You probably have this fact on your card somewhere, but Cassavetes and Peter Falk only worked once.
Yes.
On one other film.
Husbands.
Nicky and Mickey. Or Nicky and Mikey.
Yeah.
Which I may have seen, but I don't really remember.
You should rewatch. I saw it within the last year or so.
Oh, yeah?
Not for this. I can't remember. I might have seen it at the New Beverly.
That sounds right.
At home. I don't remember.
Yeah. See, it's all a blur.
I'd known about Cassavetes for a long time. I think Killing of a Chinese Bookie was the first thing I saw. I want to say I did see that at the New Beverly. And I remember liking it, but not quite getting.
Yeah.
Well, I got the movie, but not quite getting Cassavetes yet. And like I kind of knew he was somebody I needed to like properly like visit at some point. And at that point, it turns into homework. And so like I avoid doing it for like the longest time.
Of course.
And is it Mikey and Nikki or Mickey and Nikki? Whichever. I saw that recently. I was like, okay, I need to go back in. And then I think I'd seen
Ishtar.
I've seen Ishtar. I love all of Elaine May's films.
I want to see Ishtar again because the first time seeing it, it was terrible. But
you should rewatch it. Yeah.
What's the one with Walter Matthau? A New Leaf.
A New Leaf.
I mean, that's
they're all available here, by the way. Yeah.
I believe that. There's so many.
Her films are notoriously hard to get a hold of because they were like multiple fly-by-night productions, kind of putting up the money. So
was difficult.
all the the rights go all over the place, so nobody can put together a disc or anything. He's got so many Mickey and Nikki and Mike, like the what's the
Minnie and
Moskowitz one or whatever. That one's another great one. Anyway, so when I saw this one though, this one,
how did it hit you?
Cemented me as like an all-time, like must be contended with. Actors as directors, I'm very polarized on. There's very few that I think can do it, and he's definitely, along with him and Orson Welles.
Woody?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, Woody's also like he's just so many movies, right? And at a certain point, he kind of stopped being an actor too, right?
Chaplin.
Chaplin. Well, I mean, all the original old guys, right? Like they were.
There came a point, I think, where the actors were like, we know how to do this.
Probably around SAG, I guess, or something like that, right?
Is SAG that old?
I don't know. Just taking shots at actors. He approaches filmmaking in obviously a way I think a lot of actors want to try and approach, especially as actor directors, where it is about the transformation that happens through the performance. But I think he's willing to dig a lot deeper and get emotional while still holding on to like a narrative thread and not just drifting off into like he knows how to bring it back around and go to a destination.
There's a story.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Which doesn't always happen when an actor is at the helm.
Yeah, no, it does not. Exactly.
Peter Falk, you had a thing with, is this a good time to bring that up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a period of my career in Los Angeles where I did I spent a few years making what I call celebrity sausage. So it was the junket. I was working for HBO at one point, for MTV, for VH1. There was a show called Flicks. It was a weekly half-hour movie show on VH1. The one Oscars I went to, we did packages on the winners, pulling all-nighters because it had to go out. Peter Falk was in a movie called Wings of Desire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think it was, so maybe that was for Showtime or HBO or Turner Classic Movies. I don't know who, because I did things for all of them. And it wasn't hard-hitting journalism. It's you're part of the marketing publicity machine.
Yeah.
And my goal was always just to ask a question that would make an actor go, nobody's asked me that before. Because, if you're sitting in a room, the way movie junkets work, as you know, but maybe not everybody knows, they book a whole floor of a fancy hotel like the Four Seasons, and they have a setup like this in 6 different rooms, and they have 6 stars from the movie. And you, as a journalist, you come in and you sit down and you have 7 minutes, and then they give you clips from the movie, and then you build a story about the movie.
Yeah.
This was a little different because it was for Showtime or HBO. And they were not always running original movies. They were running old movies. And I guess they had Wings of Desire. So there was no 7 minutes. It was like I had an hour, 2 hours booked. And I didn't take all that much time. I talked to him for probably half an hour, 45 minutes. But he was so charming and really interesting and a performer. And I said, so how did this all happen, you and Wings of Desire? He goes, well, Wim Wenders calls me and he says, I got a part for you. And I go, yeah, I want to know all about it. He says, well, the only thing I know, and he's doing a German accent with his accent. He says to me, all I know is you're an ex-angel. He goes, wow. I said, where do you want me and when? And he went to Berlin, and he said he did his scenes, and he said to Wim, yeah, I'm going to hang around Berlin for a few days if you have anything more you want me to do. So Wenders wrote new material,
Wow.
expanding his role in Wings of Desire. And, he's not the star of that movie,
Yeah,
but
sure,
he
yeah.
has a nice layer
Yeah,
that adds
yeah.
some sort of depth and the magical realism, and he's drawing. And so, I don't know, and I was completely charmed by him. And it was a really nice opportunity. So despite me like coming up with a denigrating title like Celebrity Sausage, maybe that's a podcast. That could be a spin-off of Rental.
For the Empire, right?
It could be the British version, Sausage Roll, you just call it, right?
So let's move on to we'll play the trailer real quick.
Speaking of Falk,
Yes.
one thing I didn't know until I started doing some reading before in preparation for this, Falk put up $500,000 of
Yes.
his Columbo money to
Yes.
help make this movie.
Yes.
I think in some odd way, the struggle to make the movie adds to the movie itself.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, because Jenna Rollins, like her clothes went to the dry cleaner at the end of every shooting day. She did her own hair and makeup. I mean, you know, they stole power. Like they got an electrician to tap into the grid was one thing. A lighting pole.
Well, I mean, it's also like, I have a couple tidbits too, but like just even with the Peter Falk thing, like my understanding was like they worked on Husbands together, or Falk never wanted to work with him again because he didn't understand what the process was, what was going on, if he was, doing well in it or not. And I guess when he read the script for this. He's let me in, and here $500,000. I guess
that's real money.
That's real money, especially in the 70s.
Do you have the Scorsese tidbit?
No.
I love the opera.
Yeah. I don't know if it's all from La Boheme, but that's my understanding. At least part of it is.
I know almost zero about opera. Tristan is Old is the only thing I know.
Everybody, there's Mabel for everybody. Mabel's not crazy. She's unusual.
Tell me what you want me to be, how you want me to be. I can be that. I can be anything. You tell me, Mabel.
Mabel's a delicate, sensitive woman.
And the reason I'm worried is that you've been acting a little strange. I wonder if you've been aware of that or not.
This is what I call a really handsome face.
That's enough.
Okay, come on, let's dance.
No.
Look at this muscle. I
That's
never
enough.
saw such muscle. I bet it didn't fit in his suit.
Hey,
come on.
you had your punch enough.
Guido Grumman.
Get your ass down!
It's calling the shot. Two great actors. Columbo on TV.
I like your friends.
I know it. I know that.
I'm not one of those stiffs that you like with their noses up in the air. And with their noses up in the air. Oh, awfully nice.
Lily, looking at you this way.
Yeah, evidently Pauline Kael was not a fan of this one either.
Just because she was good doesn't mean she wasn't wrong. A few times. She's got no heart or soul if she doesn't think this is good.
Well, I guess she kind of famously turned against all the new Hollywood brats.
Because they weren't obsequious enough with her?
I don't read a lot of criticism, so I can't, despite my opinions, I only care about my opinions, I guess.
And mine.
Yeah, sure, yeah. This is my show, though, Tom.
That's a pretty good trailer.
Yeah. Some fun processing there.
Soon. Well, they couldn't get it distributed, right?
Right. He did like art houses, like independently booked art houses and colleges, which I think we're kind of like in that era again.
Yeah.
Really.
It
Since
was-
you don't have to like physically print prints at like Photocam or wherever and ship them around the country.
Right.
You just got a digital file you can basically send through an email.
Couldn't do that in those days.
No, you couldn't. So what were you going to say about Scorsese?
They submitted this to the New York Film Festival and were turned down. Cassavetes, they wanted that badly, that exposure,
Yeah.
because they didn't have a distributor. It was independently financed. Peter Falk, a big chunk of it. And so they, Cassavetes knew Scorsese.
Right.
And Scorsese had a film that was already accepted for the New York Film Festival. And Cassavetes said, "Can you help me?" And so Scorsese said to the New York Film Festival, "You got to look at this again."
Wow.
And so if not for him, the film never, because it did well, Rex Reed loved it. A bunch of other people loved it. It won a bunch of awards. And I think that helped with its independent distribution.
Yeah, that would have been early Scorsese too, right?
Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. The story is amazing because Ellen Burstyn won Best Actor.
Yes.
Best Actress, I mean, for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, beating out Jenna Rollins. Could you imagine?
Bad call.
I know.
Bad call.
I know. But think about it if you're Scorsese,
Yeah.
like, I get this guy into the
yeah.
New York Film Festival,
Then he
and
beats
then
me
I
at the Oscar.
lose, my actress loses the Oscar.
Although I guess it was nominated for Best Director as well.
Yeah.
That was a pretty stacked category.
Yeah.
If I remember as if I didn't write it down. It lost to The Godfather Part 2,
Well, that's fair.
but also nominated was Polanski's Chinatown,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Truffaut for Day for Night, and
Jesus.
Fosse for Lenny.
Oh my God.
Lenny's probably
That's
the weakest
all in
one.
one year.
That's all in 1 year.
What's happened to Hollywood?
That's my question exactly.
That's why you're here at
Yeah.
Videotech?
Exactly. We're trying to figure out what happened. This is the summary from Criterion. This uncompromising portrait of domestic turmoil details the emotional breakdown of a suburban housewife and her family struggle to save her from herself. Jenna Rollins and Peter Falk give unforgettably harrowing performances as a married couple deeply in love, but unable to express their ardor in terms that other can understand. This landmark American film is perhaps the most beloved work of the extraordinary John Cassavetes.
Did they talk about Charles Horvath?
No.
Nick calls a Mexican Indian and
Oh.
who has the fall down the hill.
Oh, okay, sure.
And that guy, interesting. I never knew this before. You get to learn so many new things when you're exploring. He was a Marine in World War II. He wrote the Marine Combat. I wrote it down somewhere. He was a stuntman. He was World War II self-defense champion of the Marine Corps, author of the United States Marine Corps Manual of Self-Defense. It's unclear whether he was pushed or not by Peter Falk.
Okay. Yeah, because he's definitely, his mind is elsewhere in that scene, for sure.
Yeah.
Is Cassavetes' seventh film after Shadows, Too Late Blues, which I've seen that one as well.
Oh, I haven't. Is that good?
It's pretty, it's early in his explorations. I feel like could get to the point a little sooner sometimes.
You could recut it and make it better.
I doubt it. A Child is Waiting, I haven't seen that one.
There's an R. Rental Report, Review, Rewind, Recut. The Coen brothers said their director's cut is shorter.
A lot of the same with Ridley Scott a lot of the time.
Which, as it should be, instead of just loading it with bloat. But
Well, it's that quote that's attributed to Lincoln, right? I would have written a shorter letter if I had more time.
yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Nice pull.
Faces, Husbands, Minnie and Moskovitz, that's one I couldn't think of, which is also amazing. And then this one, Woman Under the Influence.
The
Not
Tempest.
bad.
Didn't he do The Tempest? I forgot to
We
look
don't check
that up.
facts here. We just...
Mazursky. Okay.
Oh, okay. See,
But
Mark with the
he
save.
acted in it. He played the lead character. Okay. I thought he
Saved.
only directed himself. Thanks, Mark.
So, other notable crew. I've already, in my rental report review of this, I applauded all the camera operators in this movie for, I think, obvious reasons. There's a lot of focus pulling. There's a lot of tracking people in harrowing situations that seems to be pretty perfect. But amongst them, Caleb Deschanel.
Heard of him.
Yeah, heard of him. Frederick Elms worked with Jarmusch a lot. The cinematographers, Mitch Bright and Al Rubin, both worked on Killing of a Chinese Bookie. Rubin also shot Wes Craven's Swamp Thing. which I think that's always fun to see somebody go from something like this to something like that.
Yeah.
I think the editors are probably some of the most amazing crew on this, especially Beth Bergeron, who did a lot of the sound work and dialogue work on this, which
No easy feat.
especially on a low budget feature, right?
Yeah.
I guess we'll start working into our scene selection here. We're doing this gracefully. So I'll work through some of the beats up until your scene. So you picked
Okay.
a scene about maybe a third of the way in.
That feels right.
The thing I've been going down this kick where I think a lot of what has gone, part of what's gone wrong in Hollywood features is that they're made for and by a certain class of graduate level university student that isn't really in touch with a lot of working people anymore.
That's interesting. The elites.
Yeah, I think there's a place for those movies, but there's a certain disconnection with people on the ground. I think
Real life.
not even just in America, but a lot of the world, right? And Cassavetes, I think in general, but like this film definitely specifically, I don't really know Cassavetes' background very much. Obviously, he's been in Hollywood for a very long time. He's looking for real stuff in terms of performances and acting.
He was the AFI, their first.
Oh, and part of the genesis, I guess, of this film was that Jenna Rollins really wanted a film that was addressed what it was like to be a woman living in that contemporary time and the issues that she and others dealt with. I guess it started as a play. And
Right.
she said, "There's no way I can do this
Yeah.
6 nights a week."
Oh my God.
So they
Or
pivoted.
8 performances.
Yeah, or whatever
some
it
of the
was,
Broadway,
whatever it says on Wikipedia. And then so it transitioned to this. So I love from the very beginning that it's a bunch of guys working in like a mud pit for the city. It seems like maybe down in San Pedro or something like. I don't know if it ever actually really says.
No,
And-
it doesn't. Doesn't need to.
I guess in the best way, right? Like I said, I don't know anything about opera, and I don't really know anything about La Boheme. Evidently, it's about the common people, or like it's a story that takes place with common people. It's not looking down on the characters at
Right.
all, right? Like it would be very easy to have like, you know, an upturned nose kind of like depicting, but it really is kind of, I don't even want to say elevating. It is really just celebrating.
Like Mabel says, she's not one of those. With her nose in the air.
Yeah, oh, yes, sure, yeah, right. So from frame one, and we hear, you know, we see these guys working all together. They're trying to do, you know, breaking their backs for this thing, and there's this beautiful score that's going over it. I think just completely sets the tone that like, okay,
This is different.
this is different. Peter Falk is some sort of, I guess, foreman or.
He's got a crew that's subcontracted, I think.
Yeah.
It was my interpretation.
Very quickly, it seems like this is more the norm, that they're worked a lot, more than they want to work. They go to like a little cafe afterwards. I guess they think they're done with the day. They're celebrating. They're going to have some time off. That he's going to go have a night with his girl, right? We're not going to work no matter what, right?
He's made a date with Mabel.
He's made a date with Mabel, and almost immediately, as if it's on cue in a movie,
The phone rings.
He's on the phone with the city, right? And I will not be coming into work tonight. And then we hard cut to Mabel trying to get the kids to go off with mom. For me, a lot of it's like, you know, my parents divorced when I was 2. So it basically had 2 working single parents, kind of had to deal with like, you know,
Being shuttled around.
working odd hours. So this is hitting a lot of, you know, this could go 2 ways for me. It could either be one of the most precious dear films I've ever seen in my life, or it could be like, what the fuck is this bullshit, right? But right away it seems like.
But what struck me about that from the very beginning, Nick is not in charge.
Interesting.
He said several times, like, I got Mabel, I've got this date. You know,
Please
I'm not
do the
coming
voice
in.
the whole time.
Oh God, no. I'm not coming in. We're not working, you know.
Yeah.
And so from the very beginning, we established that as much as Nick wants to be in charge, you know, it's his crew.
Yes.
But he's not in charge. 'Cause
Right.
the city wants him, and he goes.
Yeah.
And he brings all his guys with him.
On a certain level, I think he loves doing that, though. I think, you know, he
Enjoys the work, you mean?
being of value,
Yes.
doing
Oh,
stuff like, you know, one of my
They need me. Yeah. He
Yeah,
says,
they
Mabel, there's water everywhere.
Yeah. And the thing I love about with her trying to get the kids to go with her mom, right? They're going to grandma's house. I'm supposedly Cassavetes didn't really tell people what to do in terms of direction. I can't imagine he didn't tell the kids, like, okay, just hang on her, like, no matter what happens, just keep trying to climb all over her. Like, there's a lot of that seems to happen. Like, he's giving different directions to everybody, it seems. She keeps telling her mom, like, if anything happens, no matter what it is, call me or bring them or whatever. Like, it seems like even though she's trying to get this, she seems to know it's probably not going to happen, right?
It's because this has happened before many times, I'm
Right.
sure. Just by the way Nick tells the city and tells his crew, we're not working.
Yeah.
I promised.
That
Yeah.
usually means
It's
we're all
clear.
getting overtime, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's clear that he's failed to show up as scheduled.
She gets the kids out. She's waiting at home. We get the sense the time is ticking by. I think she starts smoking a cigarette at some point. And then we cut back to Nick with his crew. They're on location at night, fixing some water problem with the city.
Disaster, yeah.
The interesting thing really that I noticed this time, I guess, rewatching, was really how intertwined everybody already is in their lives, right? Everybody on the crew knows Mabel. They knows how she acts. Like, they know she's a little different. But, like, they never say it in a... They say it really, like, in a celebratory way, right? Like, that he's lucky that he has this different person in a way, right? And they're all kind of like, well, you got to be... How are you going to tell her? You're going to tell her, right? Like, and it takes him forever to get to that phone, but he finally gets to the phone. And he calls her, and it seems like, you know, as you said, like, this has happened more than once. And it seems like he's kind of telling himself it's working, right? Like, she understands, whatever. And I think it's pretty clear when we cut to her in the house that she's done. Yeah. Right.
Yes. So she goes out on the town.
We didn't select the scene, but I wanted to kind of talk with you because this is pretty much one of the more pivotal moments in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Is what happens is she's been stood up again, it seems.
She's lonely,
She's very lonely.
is what I read.
Interesting.
And that drives her out the door in search of...
So what do you think happens? She obviously wants to go out and get a drink. Do you think she knows what's going to happen when she's going out, or what do you think?
No, I think
How do you
she
read that?
doesn't know. In some ways, she's sort of an innocent. And it's why the kids love her so much, I think. And the scene that happens later when the guy drops off or tries to drop off his kids to play with her kids.
Yeah.
You know, those kids all love her because she is sort of a child. She's childlike
Right.
in some ways.
Right.
And so she's open to the way a kid sees the world.
Yeah.
But that also makes her more delicate, more vulnerable, and not always in control of the outcomes. So I sort of feel like that whole scene, and you can give away as much or as little as you want, but I don't think she's planned that evening.
Some beautiful night photography around Hollywood somewhere.
Yeah.
Goes to one bar that seems not very populated.
Right.
Not really into that. And then she finds another one that's a lot more populated. And it looks like she's at least looking to strike up a conversation.
Right.
Also to get drunk
Right.
very quickly for whatever. I mean, it seems like...
She's one who enjoys drinks.
And I think she wants that connection, right? Like, because it seems like they both at some point had everything that each other wanted in somebody else.
Yeah, they completed each other's worlds.
And as life, family, obligations kind of started to creep in and take more priority, that connection has been lost.
Yeah.
And it's
Not completely lost, but
No,
it's been
right.
degraded.
Yeah, degraded or de-emphasized or...
Denuded.
Yeah, denuded, right? George Dunn. I put the guy from the bar. Like, basically like a little bit of an urban cowboy, kind of a little bit of a lisp. He's looking to score, it seems, right?
He's not a predator in the worst sense of the word, because when they get to the house, he's confused and
Yeah. He seems to be operating that she's single.
or that she doesn't care.
Or that she doesn't care. We don't actually see exactly what happens, right? She gets a little drunk, and then it basically, in classic, I guess, blackout drunk fashion, wakes up the next morning, and
Unsure of what happened.
unsure of what happened. And by the time the guy's walking through the house and trying to figure out what's going on, She starts also calling him Nick.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
She's pretending her dream of the night came true.
Right. Or is it like, I for a moment I was also thinking, but then there's nobody above them. I was like, is she saying his name? So like if neighbors or somebody here, like they don't get suspicious that she's talking with somebody else early in the morning. I was like, no. But I think part of it is like, she's quickly realizing what happened. And she's kind of like she doesn't want to face what happened.
There's replacement going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's replaced Nick with this guy, or instead of it being that guy, it's Nick. That's a way to give herself the liberty. And then she just sort of lets it all go.
It is interesting how quickly that is just like swept away.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder if it's ever happened before, or if, because another thing I was wondering is like,
is the story going to go and make it all about that?
Right. Because the other thing that happens, which is also kind of curious in a way, is that like Nick comes home right on the heels of that. And with that, he's brought his whole crew with him. And part of me was like, okay, is he bringing everybody to show her that like we did all work last night? Like this is almost kind of like proof that like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's just kind of like
an interesting question. I don't think he thinks that way.
Sure.
Of course she knows that they worked all night.
Yeah.
I think that's what he thinks. I don't know. It's a good question though. It's a fair question. Like,
I think it's open-ended in an interesting way, right? Because you can read a whole bunch of different things into it, right?
Which makes it a better film.
Yeah.
If there's not one answer to every question about it. Because there is uncertainty. Like we talked about the guy going down the hill. There's uncertainty.
Yes.
How did that end up happening?
Yes.
Does Nick always, he doesn't always bring his whole crew home.
Well, the other thing I was thinking is like maybe he needs them as backup.
Yeah.
Because I think he knows by the time like she doesn't like, I guess
she might throw things at him.
The phone call ended rather abruptly, right? It just kind of trailed off. And I think at that point you're dreading coming home, I guess in the morning, right? So it's kind of like you need to roll up with everybody so something totally insane can't happen, I guess at that point.
That's fair.
It's probably
That's good.
Reading. It is kind of curious how quickly he accepts how gracious she's being.
Yeah.
Because like she's immediately like happy everybody's there, right?
Going into chef mode.
So she doesn't have to talk about anything that happened, right? She can just focus on doing the thing in the moment.
Yeah, existential. She's an existential creature.
Right. And just trying to make sure that everything's okay from there, right?
And I also think there's an aspect of Nick showing her off.
Yes. Well, they also all seem to love her too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like their extended family as well, right?
Right.
Yeah. Which I think is another thread that kind of weaves through the film a little bit.
Well,
right?
and then later in the movie, there's a whole other dinner.
Right.
That ends badly also.
Yeah, and her father saying no spaghetti at all, right?
Yeah.
He does not want spaghetti.
Yeah.
So in a pinch, she makes spaghetti for everybody. And then we come to, I guess, the scene that you picked.
Yeah, which is, with the gang.
Why did you pick this scene? Do you want to set the scene? Anything?
No,
we kind of, I guess,
we were just talking about it.
Belabored talking through this, I guess, a little bit.
I picked this scene just because it's the first scene I think of when I think about the movie.
When I did see this movie for the first time, this was the scene where I was like, I am all in on everything that's going on here. I'm all in on Jenna Rollins. I'm all in on, not that I wasn't already all in on Peter Falk, but I was all in on Cassavetes, the camera crew, like the boom operators, like everybody that was doing everything in the scene.
Because it's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical because of its ability to reach those emotional depths.
That's the other thing I think I didn't understand with maybe Killing of a Chinese Bookie, is as I've watched more and more Cassavetes and kind of appreciated actors in general more, like the thing that he's not taking any shortcuts in any of his scenes.
Right.
If it's going from A to Z, he's hitting every single emotional letter in between those 2 points. He's giving it as much breathing room as it needs. You're not making that emotional turn until you earn it. So like it's kind of like a scene will go on as long as it needs to, and no further though. Right. It's not, there's not fat in it.
Right. Well, and this is where you talked about the editors. I mean, and also the cinematographers, because they gave the editors the material, but the pacing
yes.
of the shots and the editing of the sequences is as much a factor as the performance itself.
Yes.
And it's everything is working. If it's an engine, all cylinders are firing, and that's why I chose this one, just because it's so memorable. And this is the first time we really see her sort of full blown in not quite a manic state, but sort of being someone who's not like everybody else.
Right. Despite trying to fill a role.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
do the best
So
she can in that
those
role.
two things work really well, banging into each other. She's the chef. She's taking care of people. She's providing them with food and sustenance. And at the same time, she doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah. Right.
Dance with me. She, like, the filters are gone, and the sense of reading the room doesn't exist for her.
Well, she doesn't know when to stop playing.
Exactly.
Right.
As a kid, yeah, okay, we had our fun.
Yeah.
And finally, Peter Falk yells.
Which as
like her imitation of him yelling is just it's
we might have to watch it. Or there was a
fantastic.
little bit in the trailer, but we might have to watch a little bit of that too.
It's fantastic and heartbreaking at the same time.
Exactly. All right, let's.
Tell him where's that. How about that, Billy?
I love that they have private on their.
It's great. And she so clearly wants to please at this point. That's Eddie.
Chills. Oh no, we're having a little drop.
Is it jumping?
I always wondered if he did that like every once in a while at work, or if they're all kind of surprised by it too.
Del mio pensiero tu sei regina, tu di mia vita
She's so curious.
It's like, where's that coming from, right?
Yeah, how is this happening?
Un re del certo sul crin posarti
She's really doing what everybody else at the table is thinking, right?
But she's
doing
childlike
it,
and
and she's
innocent
doing
enough.
it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now a song from you, Billy Tidrow.
Nah, I can't sing. I can't sing a note.
Well, come on and dance it. Anybody can dance.
Nah, that ain't too cool.
I love this face. I love that face. Nick.
It's interesting how he's kind of hanging back for a little bit too.
That's enough.
Okay, come on, let's dance.
Nah, I better not.
Look at this muscle. I
That's
never
enough.
saw such muscle. I bet it didn't fit in his suit.
And this
Hey,
is her
come on.
not
I
knowing when to
didn't
stop.
Yeah.
Come on, let's dance, Aldo. Come on.
All right, everybody's tired. That's enough.
Not entirely her fault though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Come on. You want to dance?
Get your ass down!
And he's at a loss. He just,
Well, they're exhausted too, right? Or they should be exhausted, right?
and this is what happens. Like, the mood does a 180.
Yeah. And he just stays in the moment, right? Like,
Yep.
he's letting you see all the faces. And I think, they're mostly, I think, on her side too, right? For the most part.
Yeah, nobody was offended.
Yeah. And it's interesting that he's like, I'm just noticing now too, he's kind of like,
Sad.
yeah. Lights a cigarette. Like, what am I gonna like? What just happened, and what am I gonna have to deal with?
Hi, Mom. Hello, Mama. No, we're not doing anything. We're just eating. You know, what's the matter?
I love
What do
that
you feel?
tableau too.
Yeah.
Where? In your abdomen? What does that mean?
And
you
he's
call
so
a doctor?
quick to like zero to
Look,
angry.
Ma, don't get stubborn about doctors.
Another thing I can identify
My
with
mother,
my dad.
she's got a pain in
his
her
mom.
abdomen.
Anything but like crying, right?
HO3-7399, so call him. Ma, I can't call him. What am I going to tell him? You got to call him. You got to explain to him where the pain came from.
So good. Yeah, finally gives everybody a moment to like break from it, right? They can kind of decompress out of it.
He goes back into the room and sits down.
Yeah.
And they're in the clear.
Yeah. I love also here, like, when she's in her, like, she's sandwiched between, like, there's no privacy, right? And he's letting you live in that moment with everybody else.
As she undertakes to continue her role as the child.
I was stunned to find out this seems like it would have been a multicam shoot, but it was evidently one camera.
They probably did it a couple of times.
Supposedly he like rehearses fairly relentlessly.
They had to have, if it was a single camera, they had to have shot it at least twice.
But this shot of just nobody rack focuses anymore either, right?
No.
It's just watching her come over.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's so good. Everybody's just so dialed in.
I mean, that's the value of rehearsing. They're all transfixed.
I'm curious if like the operator was also pulling their own focus.
Probably.
Yeah, I think this is the key, right? She clearly knows that he's singing and like he is capable, like, you know, it's kind of like revealing this hidden talent that like she's around with kids who are so willing to like just do whatever. Like I think she even says like, you just say dance and they'll just start dancing, right? They don't even think about doing it.
Right.
And it's kind of like he just started like singing. He didn't even think about doing it. And she's just kind of like, it's almost like, is there a little child somewhere like inside your mouth there that's actually doing this instead of you? Like,
where's that sound really coming from? Yeah.
And like the whole day is saved right here, right? Like the whole night is erased. It doesn't matter that, you know, he was gone at work overnight or whatever. Everybody's happy. And then it's just like one moment too far.
Doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah. And it's not even a problem yet, right? It's
No.
just, it's not until, for whatever reason, he
well,
just doesn't want to
as
do it.
I said before, right? Nick isn't in control.
Right.
He's not, and that's why.
Not even at home.
Not even at home. Nowhere.
Yeah.
The kids, he can't control the kids. He can't keep them from running down the stairs again late in the film. And that's the only way is anger.
Right.
That's the only moment where
that's probably one of the only moments in the film where he's able to like.
Anytime he exerts enough influence to be in charge, it's from anger.
And it's really kind of the moment that breaks it, right?
Yeah.
That like it breaks their relationship for a little bit.
Ma, I can't call it. You gotta call Ma.
I love that she does these little like, you know, gestures and kind of like noises and stuff like that.
It's a kid. It's still
it's such a kid thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the framing of the shot. Yeah. The camera just stays there.
Yeah.
And
he's not even important. He's not even in control enough to like marshal a shot of himself there, right? Because it's not about him right there, right?
No.
Yeah. So from there, we have the post scene where they actually finally talk about what's happened, right? They talk about him not coming home. They talk about her behavior in the moment, and she's just kind of like, what happened to us, right?
Yeah. And she doesn't know how to take any real responsibility because of her childlike nature.
Is that the case though? Because I mean, she's raising the kids, right? She's
right. I mean, in their relationship.
Sure.
You know, the kids, she exerts a fair amount of control. Clearly they love her.
Right.
They won't leave her downstairs lying on the floor.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to the thing where it's like they clearly had a relationship at some point where they complete each other in a very profound way.
Everything worked.
And as they grew and they had to like drift into these roles that kept them apart from each other, and she's trying to like maintain that fluidity
Right.
and that playfulness, and for whatever reason she can't reach him.
And she doesn't know where the lines are.
Should there be lines?
That's
Right.
what a child would think.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Todd. I might.
Gusto
I
es
may or
mio.
may not be on her side.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Oh, I'm completely on her side.
they make up. You see her again with the kids. She's waiting for the kids to come off the bus. She finally gets them, right? I think that's what happens there. And then she wants to have a play date with them and all their friends. And they get like a couple of the neighborhood kids come. And then one of the fathers comes along with.
Because he's going to leave his kids with her and her kids.
But he's starting to notice, or she wants him to stay and kind of have fun too, because she was hoping, I think, more people would
Right.
come as well.
Right.
And he's the only adult that's shown up in a suit and tie, right? And he's not really looking to play. He really is, I guess, looking
Parking his kids.
parking his kids, but he's noticing things are a little off here.
Yeah. This is not a normal household.
Culminates in some naked kids running around, maybe putting on other clothes and stuff like that, playing pretend, and he not having any of it. And it culminates in her getting confronted again for her behavior, because it's gone outside the house now, right?
Right.
It's now become an external problem
An
that they have to
issue.
deal with. And it comes to the scene that I've selected. Yeah, let's dim the lights, please, Jesse. It's gotten into an untenable position.
Right.
Nick, what's wrong? It's all right. It's all over.
Dr. Zepp.
Dr. Zepp.
Hello, Mabel.
This scene, this time and even the first time, terrified me.
Oh, man. Gee, you're beautiful. Hello, Margaret.
And that's such a male dominant
Great.
statement.
Oh, wait.
All that matters is that she's beautiful.
What's up?
Well, also, like, again, like you're saying, like, Nick's not in control. He's like, we're good.
Nobody here needs a doctor.
And then he just comes in anyway, right?
Yeah.
And now
I had the hiccups a little while ago, but I got rid of them. What's up?
I love that she realizes the trouble she's in.
Sure. Oh, sure, I've been drinking. This is a drink, huh? Sure.
The mom is
Mabel.
in control here.
Did you take a pill?
Nick's
Did you
mom.
take
Yeah.
any pills?
A pill?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Is morphine a pill? Sure.
Well, she's trying to play it off like it's no big deal, right? Like, it's,
Right.
it's just...
Vitamin pills and sleeping pills? Uppers, downers, inners, outers? What did you tell him, Mama? Did I drink? Yes, you drink. Listen, Zepp, I am a little upset. That's why I act upset a little bit, I guess, and I look upset, but occasionally I calm down.
You do calm down.
I do have anxieties, though. Don't let this go in my house. The staircase. She's guarding that staircase for me, Zepp. Up above are my children in my house. Listen. Stop.
Not good relationship.
What's troubling you?
What trouble?
Well, you said you were upset. Did you and Nick have a fight?
Nick, I get the idea there's some kind of a conspiracy going on here. I mean, you've been looking at me so quiet-like, and he's got something in that bag.
Don't be concerned
Yeah,
about
he's
this
going to
bag,
try to imprison
Mabel.
me with something in that bag.
Don't be concerned about this bag.
Am I right?
Don't be concerned
Am
about
I right,
this
Nick?
bag.
Am I right, Nick?
Oh, that shot gets me every time.
Right
Am
through
I
the heart.
right, Nick?
Mabel, would you please make me a drink?
You want a drink, Zep? You want a martini, Zep? You want to have a little fun, Zep?
You don't mind making a drink, do you?
No, I don't.
Nah. You want a drink, sir? Okay. The ice is in the kitchen and the vermouth is in the... It's right past her.
She can't even go in the kitchen and make him a drink
On the
because
left.
she doesn't want to walk past the mom.
You make the drink, Zip, and...
Well, why should she
I'll
have
watch
to,
that.
too, right?
Exactly.
She knows what he's
Doctor,
doing,
aren't you going
right?
to give her a shot?
No! No!
Mabel, we're trying to help you.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Oh, is that what you're trying to do?
We are
Is that
trying
what she's trying to do, Nick?
That's such a great face. She's a good actor.
Yeah.
You be quiet.
Nice try, Nick.
One, you're acting crazy.
And then this moment coming up, right?
And
He's trying to level, right?
for what? There's no reason. You ain't even on that call, social call. Nobody's sick.
He's kind of ignorant, too, right?
Yeah.
Or naive or something?
He's trying to understand.
Yeah.
Why are you so insecure? Hmm? Everybody loves you.
Do you love me, Nick?
This woman has to go.
I love you.
Nick,
That's
think
right.
of the children.
I
Nick,
love you.
this woman can't stay in this house anymore.
Oh, that's the whole movie for me, really, right?
The relationships are very apparent and the power structure is apparent.
It's Greek mythology. It's like, classical narrative. It's every, all these archetypes, the tyrannical mother, the valiant son, and,
Who's just not quite up to the task of saving his troubled spouse.
Yeah, and then you have the other tyrannical authority in the form of the doctor, right? With the
Look at that face.
with the potion that can put her to sleep and take her away, right? There's all this stuff that's going on, but it's all in this very domestic, very real 1970s where like stuff like this would happen, right? Mom would go away for a while or something like that because she's got to get her head straight because God forbid she realize all of society is bent on having her try to fulfill multiple roles, right? While she's trying to...
In a docile fashion.
Right. And just kind of take it all on the chin and go. The thing that I didn't really clock about Cassavetes, and I think a lot of the thing that really caught me with this whole thing is that it's about roles that we're obligated to perform to a certain standard and acceptability. Expectation that is maybe not the best for anybody involved, right? So she's trying her best to do that, but at the same time, she's realizing how everything's kind of aligned against her. And she's trying in these very strategic ways either to call attention to how ridiculous they are. It's like when she's talking about the drugs, right? Yeah, oh yeah, I'm taking this morphine. I'm sure she knows multiple people that have probably taken that at some point. It's like, why is that allowed? Right. And my behavior in this moment not acceptable. But also what I was going to say with Cassavetes is I felt myself getting not lulled, but really slipping into the whole moment of everything, and you're just kind of traditionally in coverage, and then this kind of off-axis jump cut at a different
it works seamlessly.
And it works seamlessly, right? It's kind of there's another moment in the scene that follows where Falk is coming towards her and he claps at her.
Come here. Now listen to me.
To kind of shock her out of whatever she's in. And it's just this quick insert where you feel yourself also just kind of drawn, and then you're oh, as a viewer, you're oh wait, yeah, this whole thing is ridiculous. I'm also watching a movie and there's multiple layers of roles going on. And that was just one of those moments. But the one that gets me every time really is that moment I was kind of pointing out at the end here. I love that he kind of shoots from the same angle for a lot of the scenes too, right? We're with Nick here. We're clearly with Nick in this shot, right? We're feeling everything he's feeling as he's trying to connect with her It's this kind of like dirty shot. It's funny that she's actually in focus and he's actually out of focus a little bit here. And he's really just trying to like, come on, like, let's just really level here. It's just you and me, even though it's not.
At this point, you feel like maybe maybe everything's
They're
going
gonna
to
get
be
out
okay.
of it. Yeah. Oh, no.
And then the mother comes in.
But even before that, there's this. Everybody loves you. That tilt up as she raises her head, and then you're back with her, right? You're kind of like, you realize in this moment that she's heard him, and she's like, dude, like there's two people in this room that could ruin everything that clearly don't. And,
don't let them. Yeah.
And she's also like, you can tell she's not she's like looking at his mouth or something. That's for me, that's the moment where it's like, let's get down to what matters here, right? And then he can't even respond, right? She has to like.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't say anything until he has to defend her.
But it's that tilt up. Like, it gets me every time. It's just like, so many people like either wouldn't have gone for the tilt, they would have just stayed on him, or they would have flipped around for like a reverse. But it's just that subtle movement of like recalibrating everything. And
then the question.
Yes.
Do you love me now?
Yes.
Because she's trying to solicit his support.
Right. In the moment where they keep kind of talking past each other.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
So good.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. All right. I guess
that's a good point, Jamie. It's in a lot of ways, it's the little things that you may not even understand. I mean, I didn't deconstruct that moment the way you just did, but that's why it works, and that's super cool.
It's understanding the whole thing enough to like, that's all you need. You just need like 3 inches up.
Right.
And it just changes the whole dynamic of the entire scene. Yeah. You don't need to see her face. You see it like in her body language.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really even notice her eye line. Like, she still can't even like look up. She needs to hear it, right? She needs to, maybe that's her love language or something like that. Yeah. She needs to hear this stuff. Well, I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie.
No.
But I will say it gets more complicated.
Yes.
From there. There's a lot of beautiful moments. Everybody should watch this movie.
So are you giving us a 5 out of 5?
Well, that's my question to ask you, Todd. So yeah, what is out of, well, or whatever scale you want? You could be. I do the 5 stars because it's on Letterboxd and it's a universal kind of metric.
But I like the watch it or don't watch it.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, okay.
Siskel and Ebert.
Okay.
You know, the originators. 2 of the richest people ever to have an opinion.
I'm guessing we're 2 thumbs up on this one then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only have 2 thumbs and they both go up. Yeah.
But if I did have to twist your arm and
5.
ask 5.
Yeah.
5.
5.
That sounds like
It's
unimpeachable.
It's in the pantheon of amazing, fantastic, must-see films. I didn't look at the New York Times 100 films of this. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't. I couldn't bear to look at it.
Well,
and maybe they're right about a lot of it, but I didn't want to be told by them.
Fair enough.
I'll listen to.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
And
no, I didn't look at the list either. Anything else you want to say about A Woman Under the Influence, Todd?
No. I will say this. I enjoy the process of going through the film and thinking about it and thinking about some of your questions, doing research and finding out things about it. I have a deeper understanding of the film now, I think, having watched it again as an older.
You know, that's been the mission of the Rental Report Review, is I'm trying to watch movies I've never seen before. I like going into a movie cold. I don't like to do a lot of research because it shades too much of what I think about it. I'll watch the trailer beforehand. And so like, I like to see what I can get out of just watching the movie in and of it. Like, we're in a postmodern era, the author is dead, right? Even though I definitely am a Saracen auteur theorist, I guess, but it doesn't have to be the director. Anybody on a film can kind of be the auteur of the film. But
Brando, are you thinking of?
I get, or, you know, Bruckheimer, or there were a couple others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, so I'm gonna stick with my 4.5.
Okay.
there's still a bit of I mean, not that every perfect movie needs to be perfect, right? There's still like a little bit of a
5 doesn't mean perfection.
a slipped gear shift between the first half and the second half that maybe I haven't come to totally yet. And I can't give an actor as director, I guess, too easy of a road into my heart. I need to keep a little bit left to enjoy and reappraise going forward. But
Fair enough.
yeah, I want to thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For coming down.
Oh, sorry, sound person.
It sucks that this is the first one because this was pretty rough, and I think they're going to get better from here on out. I'll figure out.
No way. 5 out of 5. This episode gets a 5.
Yeah, no, cut to black. I definitely want to thank, I guess, crew and low-key producer Jesse Newman, Jose Renteria, who's also helping out on the ones and twos, as they say, Israel Gomez, who is no longer with us. He was here for earlier, but he left, I guess, was he going to go drink or something like that? Oh, he's going to go sleep. Definitely want to thank Videotech for hosting us, Mark Wright and everybody else that works here. But I mean,
super cool.
You got to get lost here at least once. I also want to thank No Sudden Movements for supplying us with some of the gear. And I guess that's it.
Thank you, Jamie.
And cut. Or I guess Eastwood said that's enough of that shit.
Is that what he said to the chair?
All right, that's it. We're done. Let's get out of here.
Thank you.
How was that?